up, guys? AJQuest here, bringing you guys another upcoming fight. As you guys could tell, this is Dominic Cruz versus Uriah Faber, number 3. This is the co-main event for UFC 199. Before we get down to the fight, let's break down each fighter first. Let's talk about the accomplishments of Uriah Faber. If you guys followed Uriah Faber for a while, when he was back in the WEC days, he was the champ for the 145-pound belt. Pretty much he was the reigning champ. He even fought Dominic Cruz there. And, just pretty much Uriah Faber was just too crafty for Dominic Cruz, and he was just pretty much outstriking him. If you guys watched that fight, and you guys could actually view it, I'm sure it's somewhere, you guys could probably, find it somewhere and watch the fight. You guys could tell Dominic Cruz when he was in WEC is completely different from Dominic Cruz in the UFC. At that time, he was more like a Thai fighter, very flat-footed. He still was working on his footwork at that time. And, at that time, like I said, Uriah Faber, he was the man in WEC. He was a California kid. Pretty much he was, the face of WEC at that time. Now, let's talk about Dominic Cruz. After UFC purchased WEC and acquired them, you could tell off the bat, Dominic Cruz, he started his footwork at that time in his first couple fights in the UFC, and you could tell he's making that transitional period where he's creating his own style as far as footwork and trying to make it harder for people to time him. Like I said, shifting momentums from WEC to UFC. But definitely, if you guys seen Dominic Cruz fight, he's a very unorthodox fighter. He has great striking. He has phenomenal footwork, and he's very intelligent in the ring. Just his last fight, winning the belt back from TJ Dillashaw, which he never lost. The only reason why he got stripped of the belt because due to injuries. I mean, serious injuries, guys. He had to get 2 ACL surgeries, one on each leg, on his knee. I'm sorry, one on each knee. And that's pretty much a career ending for any MMA fighter. And he's been gone away from the sport, I think, over 2.5 years. And imagine that, from being off for 2.5 years and managed to come back and beat, TJ Dillashaw, who was just destroying people in that division. And for him to go out there and just 2.5 years later and regain back his title, which he never lost, in his fashion. And yes, they, what everybody was saying, that TJ Dillashaw did copy some of Dominic Cruz's footwork. It is true, because if you watch them, you see the similarities, and that's pretty much why I think Dillashaw, well, in my opinion, TJ was winning, because he copied some of Cruz's footwork, and it worked. And you could tell, everyone was having a hard time timing him, but when it came down to who's the real deal in the footwork, pretty much Dominic Cruz just outshined him, outshowed him, and he's just on a different level in footwork. Pretty much he made TJ Dillashaw frustrated. TJ Dillashaw, he couldn't do anything. Even trying to hold him down, and you know what? And he's never been taken down, and Dominic Cruz managed to take down TJ Dillashaw. So that goes to show you, for him, we got to give him credit. 2.5 years break, and he managed to come back to take back his belt. And the way, let's talk about the fight now between him and Uriah. This is going to be the third time. The second time when they met, and when Uriah was challenging him for that belt, just clearly, Uriah Faber was pretty much frustrated. He was outstriked. You could just tell, the footwork was working for Dominic Cruz, and he was just a better fighter at that night. And one thing that I could see is that you could tell he was working everything. He was throwing combinations. He was going from angles. He was taking down Uriah Faber. And yes, Uriah Faber did hit him a solid one right on the button to put him down on his butt. But he managed to recover and still end up beating Uriah Faber. And just pretty much just hand down, he dominated Faber in that fight. And the third fight, pretty much, Uriah had his time, and sooner or later, Cruz right now, he's coming back, he's motivated, and it's still his time to shine. And I just don't see Uriah Faber outstriking him. I don't see Uriah Faber having that footwork to keep up at Dominic Cruz's pace. because pretty much if you guys see Cruz's pace, man, he pretty much has an endless gas tank as well. He fights. They call him they make fun of him on the show, Decisionator, because he fights all 5 rounds. He'll pick you apart, and that's what he do. And that's what he ended up doing to Uriah Faber. And Uriah Faber had no answer in the second fight for that. And to me personally, the only way I see Faber winning is he's gonna get that one solid hit and actually knock out Dominic Cruz. But I'll be honest with you guys, in just my opinion, I think it's gonna be hard for him to land that shot, because just by footwork and just by speed and just a lot of cardio, I just see hands down, Uriah's gonna get outstrike. He's gonna get taken down, and pretty much Cruz is gonna just pick him apart. And like what I say, he's not gonna try to finish somebody. He's gonna pick him apart if he can. If he sees a finish, he'll try to finish it. He does have submission games, and yes, in the past he did knock some people out as well. So don't get me wrong, he does have that power as well, but he chose not to put himself in that dangerous spot. But anyways, like what I said, I see Cruz winning this. Hands down after this. I think, TJ wants a shot at this again one more time, another rematch. So, please, leave me guys comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Just pretty much who you guys rooting for. I know a lot of people favor Uriah Faber because he's the California kid. Everybody loves him there. But just hands down, just for a better fighter, skill set for skill set, Cruz is the better fighter, hands down. That's why he's a champ. He came back after 2.5 years of time off and still managed to take his belt back. That just goes, that goes to show you guys something, man. He still had the fire in him, and like what I said, champion. He's still the champ. Never lost a belt. Like what I said, like always, please like and subscribe, and always thanks for watching.